One of your best players appears to be playing hurt as he's been battling a neck injury this season. Of course, that is Frank Clark. He said after the game he suffered a pinched nerve in his neck during training camp. He's missed a couple of games this year, but he's picked things up after a slow start, and maybe the neck problem is starting to go away because he only had 1 sack through the first 5 or 6 games. Last 2 weeks, he has 3 sacks. So Frank Clark is playing a lot better. He's playing through some stuff, as he said after the game. He's frustrated. These are the this is the quote, I should say, from Clark after the game, saying, "I've been playing through it." This is on the pinched nerve, of course. "It just got to a point where the shit was so serious, I was sending burning sensations down my arm. My effing 2 fingers were going numb. I had to take precautions, get checked out, and make sure everything that I was doing football-wise wasn't going to affect my life after football." So he sat those couple of games out. I guess they've decided he can play through it right now, and the production has increased. He's got 4 sacks now through 10 games? That's a decent number. He might push for double digits. He's got 3 sacks the last couple of weeks, only the 6 tackles for loss. He certainly hasn't been that $100 million player that they paid for in the offseason, but he's starting to play better. Chris Jones being back helps a lot as well. He's playing really well right now. Hopefully he continues to get healthier and healthier and plays at a high level because the back 7 of that defense is struggling mightily. Now, today's show is brought to you by My TV Choice. I'm going to be watching Monday Night Football tonight. Seahawks and the 49ers. Should be a good one, right? But when it goes to commercial, you're always dreading it. You don't want to watch those insurance ads or those stupid dating ads. Download the My TV Choice app, chatsports.com/mytv. This is what happens. You download it, it's going to sync to your TV, and you're going to get sports content from us during commercials. It replaces commercials during major sporting events. You want to watch sports updates instead of that stupid Gecko, whatever you want to call it, running around? It's the My TV Choice app. You're going to get sports content from us and other outlets. Download it today, chatsports.com/mytv. Bad injury news. It continues to pile up for Kansas City. Emmanuel Ogbah looks like he's done for the year. Haven't received official word, but Andy Reid said after the game he tore his pec, which means it's going to be about a 5-month recovery. So he is done for the year. And it's disappointing because he was having a breakout season. Had 5.5 sacks this year, was actually leading the team in sacks, which nobody saw that coming. Of course, Chris Jones, Frank Clark have been banged up some, so that's a big reason why. Now Ogbah's banged up, and he is out for the rest of the season. The injuries continue to pile. This is what he had done this year, the 32 tackles, those 5.5 sacks I mentioned, has a forced fumble, 6 tackles for loss. Disappointing into the season for Emmanuel Ogbah. Disappointing for the Chiefs, too, which that front 4 has been about the only good position group on that defense, and it just got a little bit thinner. But I mentioned all the injuries piling up. Think about this. I've got 10 guys up here who have missed at least 2 games, and a lot more have missed a game as well. Frank Clark being, not Frank Clark, a couple of other guys being one of them. Patrick Mahomes, these are 5 guys on offense who have missed at least 2 games. Mahomes missed 2.5 games. Tyreek Hill missed, 4 games with the shoulder problem? Sammy Watkins missed 2 games earlier in the season. Damian Williams has missed 2 games. Eric Fisher hasn't played in like 6 weeks, your left tackle. Nobody's talking about that. Here are some guys on defense. Chris Jones missed about a month. Frank Clark missed a couple of games. He continues to play through injury. Alex Okafor's missed a couple of games. He's still out. Kendall Fuller has the hand injury. He hasn't played in a month. Xavier Williams is on IR, one of your key defensive tackles. There are injuries piling up everywhere, and I know every team deals with this, but the amount of key players for Kansas City that have missed time, and they're still 6-4, should be 7-3 if you don't have a total collapse against Tennessee this past week. So overall, it's still a net positive. You got Mahomes back. You're hoping to get more healthy. Eric Fisher should come back at some point as well. But speaking of the defensive linemen, who's going to lead the Chiefs in sacks? It's not going to be Emmanuel Ogbah. He's out for the year. Chris Jones has 5. Frank Clark has 4. Type C for Chris Jones. Type F for Frank Clark. If you think it's somebody else, I don't think it is at this point. Let me know. But type your C, type your F if you think it's Chris Jones or Frank Clark. I think it'll be Chris Jones when it's all said and done. He's the best player on this defense.